And we're back, and this is the second half of the Lasik episode. Please do try to listen to the first one. I just want to let you know that these were older episodes, so the recording quality isn't as nice as it is today. But thank you for watching, and now let's get to the show.
The one thing that I guess that you would want to do that you couldn't do before.
Well, I've actually told you this already, and so I will tell everybody else. I want to go see a 3D movie because anybody who's had glasses knows that those 3D glasses do not fit over your glasses.
Welcome to the It Couple.
Here you will get to listen to a husband and wife babble
about life situations, enjoyment, and fantasies.
And without further ado, let's start the show.
Welcome back, everyone. It's me, Beer, and...
Hi,
and we just had a very adventurous day. I hope more than me. I just kind of got to witness all the action.
Yep, and he chilled out, and then he drove, which is extremely unusual when we're both in the car. I'm usually driving.
Oh, yeah. That's
and that's not because I'm a control freak
It's
or anything.
exactly the reason. It's exactly the reason.
It's because I have motion sickness issues, and I'm less likely to have an issue with it.
Remove the motion, and she's correct. Remove the motion, and she's correct. She has issues. Okay. Anywho. Anyways.
You married me, so I guess that means you have issues too.
I now have been married to my issues. Anywho, so as we already had, we had our post. Or was it pre? We had pre. So this is our post. After having the very cool and live action lasers and all that surgery, how are you feeling?
I'm good.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, is everything okay?
I mean, yeah, it's not. I know I'm really bad with the whole scales and numbers thing.
Yeah, like how do you rate your pain with numbers? Like, I don't know, bleeding?
Oh my God, I know. They used to do that in the military. Like, it's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your pain level? And this is according to your pain level of whatever the worst is.
And you know how people don't criticize your number. Like,
I know.
Like, oh no, we had a guy who had his arm cut off, and he was a 5.
Yeah. I know, but that's why, I specifically asked them, too. I'm like, okay, is this based upon what level? Like, is this based upon mine? Like, yeah, your worst level. Like, okay. So they told me that specifically. So you can't get upset when I give you a number that you don't think that's possible.
I can see, if you just change the numbers, because it's so, pain is very close to the psyche and emotional state. So if you actually said, okay, is your pain minor, it's a bit more than minor, a normal amount of pain for what happened, or major?
Well, honestly, the thing that I've learned too, though, it's how, with our daughter, I'll be like, okay, so does your finger hurt? And then, yes, this hurt. So if you tell her, you explain what the pain might feel like, she'll say that's what it feels like. So it's you actually have to let them explain it, what their pain is.
You say, oh, did you feel a burning sensation? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess, chewing ice could burn.
So anyhow, so with me, and mine, I'm not in pain. There is a level of discomfort, which for anybody who has worn contacts, pretty much the way I describe it for those people is that it feels like my contact is in the wrong spot in my eye. And then for those who have never worn contacts, when you've had an eyelash or hair or anything stuck in your eye, that's kind of what it feels like. So it's just this really weird feeling of I want to rub my eye, but I can't rub my eye. They specifically told me not to rub my eye. So I'm not. I have sunglasses on right now in our house while I'm sitting in the house and it's dark outside because it's nighttime. But I found some brown sunglasses, so it's a little bit less of the, wow, it's really dark in this house with lights on and everything.
Right now, she's looking extremely cool no matter where she goes inside the house. Cause she's wearing shades on the inside. Like, so like, it's like bringing the 80s back, like that cool guy who's always wearing shades inside.
Yeah, I know, right? So yeah, you know, I mean, it's, I'm doing good now. I mean, earlier today, before my appointment, I was exceptionally anxious. You know, but yeah, I was very, I mean, it was just, I was on high level anxiety. And, you know, and then it's like, you know, we're going through the process and, you know,
and a part of this, I got like a part of the story too, because as the witness, this was a bit more, this was, I guess not what I would expect from my end. I mean, you know, I think for most people, just if they had no idea how these procedures work, would just think, okay, well, I'll just sit in the waiting room, and when the doctor brings her out, I'll just get in the car and we'll hop in and we're done. That's not exactly the full experience as a we call it the caretaker, the attendee, the audience. So this procedure was done in a nice little glass room right next to the front office. So you as soon as you come in, you can see people who are literally going through the surgery. So like they're actively doing the surgery right then and there. Yep. And then they have little TVs up there, so you can see they're there.
Yeah, they have it like an up close view of the eye and what they're actually doing to it, you know, to that person's specific eye, you know. So yeah.
Do you have the link for that? For your surgery, because not only this, they upload to your surgery online.
Yeah, they did a live Facebook video of my my LASIK, you know, and they do it for a bunch of other people. I mean, I had to approve it, you know, they didn't just like do it without my permission, you know. But yeah, no, they, for one of my eyes, they did the end tail of it. They did a live Facebook video, which, you know, I think we talked about it a little bit in
before,
the first video or first podcast that we did. But, you know, I mean, it's like I really think that is really cool, you know. So my mom and dad, well, my dad wouldn't watch it, but my mom watched it. He wouldn't even let my mom explain it to him, which, I mean, I don't blame him. I was wigged out watching them too. So, you know, but then, you know, so my family
I've seen
and friends,
much worse, so I was fine. I literally had my headphones on, which like, you know, when and they're not the small in your ear hidden. Like, no, I'm proud of these guys. Yeah, these big honkers on my head and in the middle of the place, noise canceling and all.
Like, I came out into this operating room and I waved at my husband and he was looking down and he, you know, couldn't see me. Like, oh, no.
Yeah, but don't diss, because I didn't know she was coming out there, and there was a lady in there before. So
it was so quick. Yeah, there was a lady in there. She got done. They did the whole, like, you know, okay, hey, bye, and stuff like that. And then the doctor was like signing some papers and things like that. Then he came into this little room that I was in. They had put me in, and he told me, you know, what to expect and yada yada. And then they brought me out and it started.
Yeah. Before I knew, I looked up there. She's already on the table.
Yeah.
Like I looked really down. Quick. Lady goes, "Oh, thank you so much." I've turned down to my phone. Like, okay, so there's my wife coming up. Let me go find this app so I can, like, you know, film it and it looks nice. And I got this little like Film Something Pro or Filmic Pro on the phone, so I can, you know, get really good shots of it. But no, she's already there on the table. It's already going. I just went back to the standard app and it's like, okay, I'll get what I can. But yeah, like, you know, it
was very quick.
I mean, I almost feel like they should have like the theater crew in there, like, oh, and for our next act, we're gonna have Hooked on the table. I'm just that you know, if they actually dug that in there, you know, we probably could have requested that they actually do that.
Oh no, actually, there have been YouTubers that have gone through this whole thing, and they're okay with like camera crews coming in there, and I've seen them do that even at this specific location that we went to.
Wow,
where there's a YouTuber, it lives in Tampa, who went to that specific location, and I watched his video of him going through that, and his friend was in there with him and videoing it and stuff like that. And
what was he in the room? Because I'm thinking that's not allowed because of being clean, bacteria, and stuff like that. I don't
know. It might have been through the glass. It's hard to tell. It looks like they keep that glass pretty clean. I'd have to watch the video again, but for sure they had like a whole camera and a bunch of people there, and they were asking the doctor questions on the camera and things like that. So
that's extremely. That's really cool. Actually, the funny thing is that's how transparent that whole process is. Mm-hmm. That makes me feel like more confident in it.
Oh, I know. The fact that they're okay with doing these Facebook Live things. I feel like if they were not confident in what they do, they would not do that. Yeah.
You don't see baby delivery services doing that. Neither do you probably want to. But you don't see that. It's just like here, hey, look, ladies having a baby right now. You're next.
Well, I know. How many surgeries can you go get where they actually do have is it okay if we do a Facebook Live of this surgery?
Oh yeah, we'll have YouTube and streaming it open heart surgery. Oh yeah,
they would not do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it was a surreal experience. I'm not going to say this was awesome. It was a surreal experience. Yeah,
no, it's like I felt really weird because so how was it? And it's like they want me to say, yeah, it was great. That was awesome.
Oh, I would go again.
I know. No,
I got a third eye. Can you do
no, I'm good. I hope I don't need any kind of enhancement, corrections, or anything like that because I really don't want to go through that again. Oh. It wasn't painful,
but
it was just really weird and an uncomfortable kind of feeling.
Well, exactly. So their openness to making you feel like, oh, okay, was that it's always very nice that they have all this we call it transparency. Yes, transparency. So you can see the live feed. You can even you're more than welcome to show on YouTube, film it, and so it can probably relieve some of that fear from going in, because there is some fear when going in for a LASIK surgery. These are literally your eyes. At that fact, there is one big negative that's very glaring, and that's the fact that because it's so transparent, it does become an awkward situation. I think the bad outweighs the good in this, because if this is a procedure that you can feel more confident and more people should do it, and maybe we should have reduce that fear, then going forward this way definitely works. At the same time, don't expect this being comfortable all of a sudden on TV and you're going to feel normal. In fact, it's normal to not feel like this is going to be normal. There's probably no point in time you went to a dentist chair, sat down, and felt like this, or any other situation where this felt the norm. So you're going to feel a little out of place during this procedure.
Well, the thing was, though, the people watching wasn't the part that made me anxious. I didn't look at everybody out there and go, oh my God, they're all watching me. And then I'm a self-conscious person. I am very, I constantly think about how people perceive me and all that fun stuff.
You ignored not ignored me. You didn't even notice me after you got out, and you was kind of just getting up and stuff like that. And, and even though you're really right in front of the glass where everybody see you, and not saying that there was a sizable crowd, but we had a few people that were definitely watching that was not me, and not exactly enjoying the surgery, but very much interested into it, kind of like watching the Silent Place movie.
Yeah, they're curious because they're there to potentially go through it or have somebody that they know go through it, so they're curious about what this process entails. And even as soon as I got out, there were some people there and they were asking me questions, and it's I'm trying to answer these questions without I don't want to scare them off from it, but at the same time it's I don't want to lie.
The funny thing is once you got out, I think that for a lot of people that's the payoff moment of oh right, well she's back. Well wait, how was it? Are you okay? You're yeah.
I'm not gonna feel
I'm not normal,
instantly better. I just had people poking at my eye and a laser happened, and you know, I mean, like it was a weird moment. I'm not going to be like, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, it's not like you got gas and you got your tooth removed or something like that.
Yeah, like I mean, I wasn't like high on drugs or anything like that. You know, I mean, they gave me a Valium, you know, and it's supposed to help calm me down. And so after the Valium, you know, I mean, I had to sit and wait a little while before they took me into another little waiting room that was separated from everybody. And, you know, that's where they gave me my nice stylish hat that covered my hair, and you know, and they just had me wait there, and I watched the person in front of me, and then the doctor came in and chit-chatted with me, and they put me down on the first table, which I'm not entirely sure what they did there, but they definitely did like numbing drops for my eyes, and then he had to like, the weirdest part for me was this like clamp kind of thing that he put on my eye to hold my eye open.
There's this meme movie out there, and to give people a reference, where this guy is strapped onto a chair with these eye clamps on, and he's forced to watch TV. And usually people on the internet, if you haven't seen the original movie, I don't know the original movie, and I don't think I feel interested in watching it. But in there, there's this meme where this guy's like stuck in a chair, and he's forced to watch this thing that's horrible, it's torture, stuff like that. That's what this clamp looks like. If it's not the exact same thing, it's that's being clamped on your eye.
I mean, it's possible it's the same thing, you know. I mean, it's meant to hold my eye open so I don't blink, which totally makes sense considering, you know, I'm about to have a laser, you know, put in my eye. I don't want my eyelids getting in the way, you know. But it's still like that was the hardest part for me, because I'm a blinker. When things come at my eyes, I blink, and this thing was like making it so I couldn't blink. It was just the weirdest thing ever, you know. Even with the, you know, it's like the numbing drop, you know, that was for my eyeballs, because, you know, he was like moving them around and doing all sorts of weird things with it, you know. But that my eyelids and all that, they weren't numbed. I could feel I could feel all of that.
And just to add on to your constant blinking and helping you put the eye drops in, is, you know, I try to do the countdown. I go 1, 2, 3. As soon as I do 3, it's like rapid fire fireworks.
I know, I'm horrible with it, but I try not to. I'm better if it's me doing it, but it even took me many years to be able to put eyeliner on myself. And I mean, and I'm the one doing it, and I still had a hard time with that, you know. And so it's like, it's just this reaction that I have to anything that comes like near my eyes suddenly, or.
And what I can say, at least from my perspective of seeing it, is that it looked like the people that were working with you had no problems at all. So with your rapid fire eye twitching ability, which is like your superpower, no, they didn't. It's like it didn't bother them at all.
I know. I mean, nothing. Numerous one they had, you know, not even just during that particular one, but the consultation part and all that. Yeah, they had put drops in my eyes, and they never seemed to have any problem with it. I'm like, good gracious! Like, I'm like, you know, and I made a joke of it at the time too, and they're like, yeah, we do this a lot. You just kind of learn how to drop the eye drops in there, I guess, and when to do it. And,
go blink.
Yeah, but I don't know how the heck I'm going to do it myself, because I got a lot of eye drops that I got to put in and all that. So this should be interesting.
The good thing is, I think you'll have a couple tries or whatever. If it gets to the point where you need a secondary bottle, okay, you may have a blinking problem. So I think that's fine. But here's one thing I think that's important to know. One, let's say you're someone who's thinking, okay, well, I've heard about the LASIK surgery, and I've been interested. I know I can correct my vision, help me so I don't have to buy glasses no more. There's one stress that now you don't have. What do you say now? Just day, like, you know, not even a full day. I mean, you just had the procedure today.
Yeah, this morning. I mean, I can definitely see that my vision is better. You know, like right now when I'm wearing the sunglasses, it's a little harder. But you know, when I take the sunglasses off and I kind of look at things far away, it's like there are things I'm able to read that without my glasses before I would not have been able to read it, so that's definitely an improvement, and the fact that I'm not going to have to wear glasses and all the time is like, that idea is just like, I can't wait for that, because it's it gets annoying.
And then like you tried contacts, but you had a really big issue with trying to get.
I had astigmatisms, and it made it hard for me to have contacts on. They would constantly like move around and roll the back of my eyes, and it was just extremely uncomfortable. Plus, considering I have this issue with my eyes and putting anything near them, it was always really rough putting in and taking out contacts, because again, I'm having to touch my eye. It's just I didn't really do that, and I got tired of there's this like pressure on your temples from the glasses, and it just like
everybody knows this. And there's somebody out there going like, "What are you talking about? Pressure from wearing glasses?" If you have ever worn glasses for an extended period of time, you've had it where it's like right behind your ear and it's just pressing. Yeah. It's just and
then also too, like right on that path of skin from where it would rest on your ear to where your eyes are, like that too, I would constantly get indentations in there from my glasses, and that probably has something to do with that. I've got a large round face and I'm plus size, so the glasses don't always fit quite right.
You're an American, babe. Everybody's plus size.
Not everybody is plus size.
50% of people are plus.
Yeah, there are quite a few, but still, like I'm just saying, like most glasses, even though they can loosen them up, they're not made for wider faces. So if you have a wider face, your glasses are constantly at this outward angle, and that puts extra pressure on your temples. And I mean, I would get headaches from it, periodically because of that pressure. So, not having to do that, not having to worry about them, not having to like, oh man, they're scratched up, I gotta go spend, $500 now and get some more. Should I get transition lenses or not? Should I get the night glare thing that doesn't ever seem to actually do anything? Should I get the anti-scratch thing that definitely doesn't ever seem to actually do anything?
Well, here's something I'm actually, because now I'm looking at it as a person I have not had the eye surgery, but I'm not very squeamish on a lot of things. This from my past history with a lot of things I've done. But for me, like, I'd be happy with taking this procedure. I can say that I don't feel like there's any hesitation or anything that scared me from moving forward. If definitely not now, because it's a decent price. There was worse prices, but this is a decent price for how much it costs. But still,
when I was looking at the long run of how much we spend per year, and we are like cheapskates when it comes to
that was another idea name for the channel, which it just didn't go
but yeah, so like we spend as little as possible every year on the eye exams and glasses and stuff like that, and contacts, so it's like there are things that I probably like. I love transition lenses, but I just they're so expensive that it wasn't worth it to me. So we've got how much we spend per year, and I mean in the long run, looking at the rest of my life of having to wear these glasses and do this every year, I mean it's like it was a no-brainer. There was like an $8,000 to $10,000 difference in cost savings between spending for this, which will be paid off by this year, and having to continually go. Not to mention the benefits of not having to take that extra time every year to go get this done and then have to go pick up the glasses and, cleaning your glasses and, putting them away and, having to switch out for sunglasses or get prescription sunglasses, or should I get over the clip-on sunglasses? It's just...
There's also an aesthetic benefit too, at least for people who don't mind contacts. Like I right now, now I'm back into my contacts phase, which I wore glasses a long time, but I think in a way there's a little economics. You can keep old pair of sunglasses for a long time, even if your prescription changes, depending on the person. So a lot of people kind of save a little money so they can buy, because times are hard every now and then. But I got back into wearing contacts, and there is a big limitation when wearing certain contacts, mainly the color variety, and I have some color contacts, but there's like when Halloween comes around, people are dressed up and whatnot, and then you want to go crazy with your costume, bring it to the next level, and I'm definitely into that. If I had this surgery, this will open me for all those contacts that I've always seen other people who had no issues can get the non-prescription version and just have those shipped in. I can now go for that, which that opens the door in a little more areas that wasn't there before. And I think that's a very interesting. I think it's interesting in general.
Yeah. Well, and there was always that, like, before for me, like, I looked at the, like, how long had people, the long-term effects of this LASIK, and what would that be for people who had it for a long period of time, and now we're actually seeing those things, it's been around, 30 years now? Yeah. And
30 years. That was 30 years to the day. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, like a couple days ago or something like that. So yeah, like, it's this whole, where we're seeing, like, how people are reacting to it. And I mean, one of the things they told me over and over and over again, that once you reach over 40, you're still going to need reading glasses, but to me, that's not anywhere near the level of having glasses every day, all the time, no matter what. So, I'm okay with, in 10 years or so, having to have actual reading glasses, so.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be a thing to wear anyway. So even
they can't fix that, because that's an age degeneration thing. I don't know, whatever.
Which hopefully we get back on the bandwagon on advancing technologies in health, because I'm not sure if anybody has been in the avenue of this of other medias, but there's many things and theories out there of how we can live longer and do this, but there's a lot of flackback saying for people who believe death is a good thing. I'm totally against that, but I do hope that we get back in the bandwagon and start just advancing in general. So who knows? Maybe we can find a long-lasting solution where we can feel younger or whatnot. Maybe it'll happen for a lifetime. All we can do is cross our fingers and hope for the best there.
Well, either way, I think we should probably wrap this up now.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to ask any questions? How about you, Beer?
Yes, I do have a question for everybody. Point blank, and I'm going to leave, I think one that you're probably going to ask is just seems like it's on the table, so I'm going to ask a bit of an out there question. Okay, so let's say you wear glasses now, and you finally get this. What's the first thing you want to do with your freedom? Or is and not just like I'm just going to walk around and see things, but what is it like that you couldn't do before that you can do without your glasses? And just put a comment down, send us a note. If you subscribe to us on our on any of our social medias and our website, we'll definitely read your comment and send you something back. And what about you, Hook?
For a question? Or my answer to that question?
Oh, actually, you know what? We don't do that. We should do that. What is your answer, since you actually had a surgery? What's the one thing that I guess that you would want to do that you couldn't do before?
Well, I've actually told you this already, and so I will tell everybody else. I want to go see a 3D movie, because anybody who's had glasses knows that those 3D glasses do not fit over your glasses very well.
Yes. Yes.
And so I want to go see one, and actually not have to be in pain while watching.
And the sad things were like running out of the 3D movie era. There was a period of time when everybody was just slapping 3D for no reason, and if it wasn't the best quality. But as a glasses person, you're just slapping on these shades and over your glasses, and you're doing the best you can. You're trying to get your brain to kind of just pretend the images are there.
It wasn't the same. I stopped going to them because it didn't seem all that worth it to me.
Yeah.
But so that would be the thing I want to do. And as for my question, I'm actually not going to ask anything about the LASIK thing because last time I asked about, if they had it or anything. So I'm going to ask you if you could get a surgery that, would improve your way of life, what surgery would that be?
Okay. Maybe for you guys out there, because I know there's going to be a few, and I feel sorry for you. The penis surgery is off the table.
No surgery. If it would improve your way of life, whether emotionally, mentally, physically, anything.
There's only be like 90 penis ones.
I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, if that's what what will make you feel better, then that's all for you. Like, I mean, I certainly would love to get a boob rejection. So I mean, like, I might not have the penis thing, but I have the boob thing.
I would like the surgery that makes me permanently look sexy. That's what I would like. I'm not sure. I mean, I always want like an all encompassing one of these questions. Like, what's the best answer? It's answering the question, but then again, it's kind of like so scared from reality, but it's still something I want. Like, I want the surgery that does the whole thing. Like, you just pop it from the bottom down, and you just make.
No, we just want to be like that one movie where Bruce Willis was in it, and they like were constantly in their robot selves.
There you go. Yeah, this always the perfect body.
Yeah.
That jumping and stuff like that. Give me that surgery where you just put me into that's like like, there we go. I never need to work out, go to the gym. I can play video games all day, and if I go out, I'm like, oh, you look great.
What are you talking about, an 8-pack? I've got a 20-pack here.
Exactly. Look, even come with compartments, I can open it up.
I can pull out a beer out of this one.
I feel like that almost breaks the question, but to give you a more realistic answer, I would say that the surgery that I would want would be to I would like to surgically find an improvement for my teeth, so they're always like pristine or whatever. And I feel like that's one of my things. Like I'm a horrible smiler. I have always been that. I've had this, and I'm gonna coin this thing, and hopefully we can change it because I don't like the word standard bitch face. But standard brute face is kind of what I have, and I feel like when I'm like at the work or around area,
people always think you're upset or angry or
yes, and I feel like sometimes I need to over smile or enunciate kind of my positivity. So if you talk to me when I look like I'm angry, you'll get this picture an angry person just looking mean. Have that in your head, and then picture this voice. Hey, how are you doing this morning? That was a disconnect in people. Of course, it's like, well, I was expecting an a-hole, but at least he's a nice a-hole. Maybe he doesn't realize that. Like, I know my
this
face.
This is my face. Deal with it.
Yeah. I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to mean mug just to point a mean mug.
He's hardly ever upset. Like, I mean, I think in the 11 years I've known him, I've seen him really upset maybe 3 times. So he doesn't get like angry unless it's absolutely necessary. So it's definitely not anybody that knows you knows that's that's not
a thing. Like and I have had like sometimes where I'm at work and I may be just fine. Like I may be listening to the best music, just the most zen thing out there, and then what will happen is I'll have someone just come to me. Hey, are you doing all right? Are you okay? Like I am having a fucking great day. What's he talking about? I'm doing all right. Like,
all right,
okay.
Well, we kind of went off on a tangent again after we asked our questions.
You mean we babbled?
Yeah, I know. we don't need to mention this every episode.
No, we're going to make this a thing. So be on our tagline. We babble.
I do. I have it there.
You do?
Yeah.
All right. Please like, share, and comment, and subscribe. And until next time, take it easy. Thank you.
Peace out.
Peace.